Hey everybody, my name is Russ. That is Lauren. Welcome to our Sunday vinyl video. And today we are talking about a fun record on a couple of different levels. One is that this was a gift that was given to me, and the way it was given to me was really cool and all that. But we'll get into a bunch of different stuff about it. But we'll cover the stuff that we usually cover, which is the packaging and the sound and the price and the value and everything. Which we kind of came up with a cool way to talk about like price and value, even when we're like given a gift or whatever. So, because we have been given some gifts, which is cool. So, but this album, America, the album is called Hearts. And, if anybody is looking at this video and you're like, I think I know that album, you probably know it for the song Sister Golden Hair. And if you know it for the song Sister Golden Hair, you probably are like, I thought that was a Beatles song. And a lot of people feel that way. Like, for many years, I just assumed it was a Beatles song. I know many people like, I hosted karaoke for years, and there used to be this one guy that was just convinced that I was lying to him that it was that it wasn't a Beatles song. And I was like, dude, I'm just like, it doesn't, just sing the song anyways. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, just sing the song. Mm-hmm. But in through this process, we found out some reasons why that it sounds like the Beatles and so on. But anyways, one quick thing that I want to get out of the way is a longtime viewer of the channel and good friend of ours came down here recently to surprise me for my birthday. Flew down from middle-ish of Ohio. Well, flew anywhere. It really is the.
I think the flying is the part.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter where you flew from. Down here to Jacksonville to surprise me for my birthday. And as part of it, he brought this record. And if you're like, oh, I wonder why that has any significance. And it was because he went the extra mile and did the thing, like looked up like what was the number one song when you were born. And I just thought that was cool. And like, I'm excited that I was born when a good song was number one, you know, because like there are some folks that's not a thing for.
That's true.
That's not an illusion to you. Like,
no, not me either.
Yeah. The Part-Time Lover was number one.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I love that song. But anyway, so like the whole way that I got the record was like really cool anyways, but we, as grateful as I am for that. And, you know, we still like, when we get to the part at the end about like price and value, I always talk about like what I would have paid for this or what I would pay for this type of thing. So, basically we go through some cool stuff, about this. And even though this is one of those records, you could probably walk in most record stores and get this. I would imagine you're going to find it in varying degrees of, condition.
Yep.
This happens to be in very good condition. I like it a lot. The record itself is in very good shape. The cover is in good shape. We played through the whole thing, very little pops and clicks, with good sounding pressing. The packaging itself is nothing to write home about, and we've talked about this before because 70s and 80s were such the heyday of vinyl that unless you were Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, somebody like that, like it's not an art direction thing. It's just even you take somebody as big as Elvis Presley, like. It was almost like the record labels were just kind of like, we're just gonna, this stuff is so mass produced, you know, like something like, well, two examples from Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti or Led Zeppelin 3. Like if you were a band like America, or even Elvis Presley, you're not going to get an album cover like with the spinning wheel in it or the die cuts for the thing. So, having said that, it's one of those albums though, that from an art direction standpoint, I think the record sounds like it looks, if that makes
absolutely
sense.
Does make sense. And we talked about this while we were listening to it. The album art, the cover was designed by Phil Hartman. Yes, that Phil Hartman.
Yeah, as in like actually the Phil Hartman.
It's funny that you're wearing your Saturday Night Live shirt when we're talking about. I bet Phil Hartman's on there. He's right here. That's Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer. There you go.
That's funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I actually got this shirt yesterday and I didn't even think about that. But yeah, when we were doing that, it was interesting because we had watched a documentary about Pee Wee Herman recently. I think Pee Wee is himself. And in that, I learned either I didn't know or I knew and I'd forgot or something that Phil Hartman had done art direction for albums and whatnot. And then again, it's one of those things where like either I knew it and I forgot or I didn't know it. And in that documentary, I was like, oh, no way. And then literally we came into this record and we were like, oh, wow.
It's
like,
one of them.
Yeah. So this is one of the albums that he did. So that's cool. The sound itself is great. And we don't talk a lot about I don't do like full album reviews a lot when we talk about this. We're just talking about like the vinyl itself. But I think the vinyl sounds good. But with the album, like I said, the song Sister Golden Hair, to me has always sounded like a George Harrison song specifically. Like maybe if not Beatles song per se, like a George song for like definitely like, and especially that era of George, like early to mid 70s George. But I've never looked much into this record. And then again, going through the credits and the packaging and whatnot, and who produced this album?
George Martin.
And so therefore, that's
how you get that.
Yeah. And there was more than just like, to me, somebody else might even watch this video and be like, I don't hear the Beatles at all in that song. And that's the wonder about music, where some people hear things that they love and some don't, or hear things in things that they love and others don't. But I definitely have always heard that in this song. But if anything, my one critique of the record, and this could be a George Martin thing, it could be an America thing, it could even be a record label thing. I thought that there was a lot of, let's see how many different things we can do that are kind of happening right now and see what'll stick.
Yeah.
That's kind of the vibe I got from the record. I mean, and it's not, it's a bad album. It just was sounded kind of disjointed to me here and again.
Yeah. I mean, it does. It is.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
So as far as price goes, as we labored the point earlier, we didn't pay a darn thing for this. And it's a weird thing to say because these days, like this would have been up until even 5 or 10 years ago, this would have been a $2 to $5 record because of, again, coming out in the heyday of vinyl. It has essentially one hit on it by a band known for one hit. Mostly known for the one hit. And so it's hard to because you always have to adjust your expectations. You walk in a record store now and a record like this is going to be that used to be 2 to 5 is probably going to be more 5 to 10 to 15. And even I am still adjusting to that. Like I walk in places and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's 2025 now. And every 2 minutes there's another article being like, did you know vinyl's making a comeback? And it's like, yeah, for 15 years now. Maybe it's not time to call it a comeback anymore. So it's hard for me to judge. Like I'd put about $10 on this for a couple of things. One, if it with as clean of a copy as it is, there's wonderment to it. Like for example, at the time, I would have picked it up having never heard anything off of it, but the one song I would have picked up and been like, well, for $10,
yeah,
I'll see what else, what the rest of this sounds like.
Yeah, and I think that, we talked about this while we were listening to it too. The track listing, the order, the sequencing. It really, you really got to listen to a lot of the album before you get to that one song you bought it for. Like Sister Golden Hair is very late on this. So, for that, like you can't just be like, oh, this is the first song. All right, I'm done. You're kind of in for it. Yeah. You got to listen to the whole record for sure. So yeah, for me, if you see it out and around and it's, and don't even take my critique of, it being disjointed. I mean, that's just my take on it. For $10, I would absolutely buy a record like this and listen to it. And it's definitely something that we will continue to listen to again. So again, thank you very much to our friend and viewer of the channel who bought this record for us and hand delivered it. You don't ever have to do that, by the way. You don't have to fly down here to hand deliver it. If you want to, that's fine. You could, but and we appreciate it when you do. But I was just letting people know. You can always email us and just let us know if you want to send us something, and we'll be more than happy to take a look at it on the channel. But we do have a vinyl video every Sunday. If you like what we're doing here, drop a like on the video. And if you want to see what else we're doing on the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified for those every single week. That is Lauren. My name is Russ. Thank you so much for watching.